Episode 5, Antisocial Personality Disorder.
Welcome back to another episode of Know Your Disorders, where we get your disorders in order. I'm YY.
And I'm Nat, and today we'll be talking about a common personality disorders that people are confused about.
Yes, the misunderstood disorder that we'll be actually talking about is Antisocial Personality Disorder, also known as APD.
So what is APD and what are the misconceptions?
Let's find out what members of the public have to say about this.
Let's go.
Because I never heard of it, but it's just maybe like that person being like antisocial, it's just alone, don't talk to people or something like that.
You know, because last time I don't like to talk to people all that. So, social.
And tend to avoid people and avoid making friends.
Since it's antisocial, I guess means like those that don't want to socialize with people or like they just stay in their room the whole day, those kind.
Get your
Disorder
in order!
As you can see from the responses, many have this belief that people with APD have poor social skills or are reluctant to take part in social interactions.
That's very true. On the other hand, most of these people actually think that people who have APD are actually all psychopaths, you know. However, is this really the true meaning of the word antisocial? We've asked some experts and let's take a look at what they have to say.
Let's go.
Hi, I'm Dr. J and I'm a psychiatrist at IMH. Today I'll be telling you more about antisocial personality disorder. Antisocial personality disorder is not characterized by the inability to interact or the lack of skills to interact. Antisocial personality disorder is characterized by a pervasive pattern of disregard for and violation of the rights of others. Some popular people with APD are psychopaths like Ted Bundy and Charles Manson. But saying this, not all people with APD are psychopaths. Some people with APD are not murderers. They can be thieves, liars, or even bullies in your workplace. So a person diagnosed with APD is a person who consistently ignores the rights of others by behaving violently, lying, stealing, or generally acting recklessly with no concern for the safety of themselves or others.
Moving on! So now that we know what all APD is all about, let's find out how do we identify these people with APD.
Let's head on the library and ask Smarty S Fan.
Let's go!
Hi, I'm Smarty S Pants and welcome to my library. So you may ask, why am I called Smarty S Pants? So why? Look at my pants, they are smart. Yeah. So today I'm here to tell you about what is APD. So people with APD have a persistent pattern of disregard and violation of the rights of others. So firstly, there will be a failure to conform to social norms with respect to lawful behaviors as indicated by repeatedly performing acts that are grounds for arrest, such as stealing. Deceitfulness as indicated by repeated lying, use of alliances, or conning others for personal profit or pleasure. Thirdly, impulsivity or failure to plan ahead, like walking a dangerous path instead of the pavement. Fourthly, irritability and aggressiveness, as indicated by repeated physical fights or assaults. Fifth, reckless disregard for safety of self or others, like drink driving. Sixth, consistent irresponsibility, as indicated by repeated failure to sustain consistent work behavior or honor financial obligations. And lastly, the lack of remorse, as indicated by being indifferent or rationalizing having hurt, mistreated, or stolen from another. Alright, that's all folks. Smarty S Pants signing off. Peace!
Moving on.
Thank you, Smarty S Pants. You know, I've also heard that these people with APD, right, can also be very careless and malicious, you know, like blame other people for their problem, frequently have difficulty maintaining social relationships.
Yep, they can also be really charming such that you won't even realize that you are being manipulated. So why? Now that we have understood what APD is, let's find out what are its causes.
Alright, let's go.
Research has suggested APD as heritable. Twin studies, adoption studies, and family studies support a genetic influence. For example, a study by Morphin et al. Suggests that if an individual has a family member with APD, he has a higher chance of getting APD as compared to the general public. Variations in the monoamine oxidase A or MAO aging plays a part in determining how aggressive an animal would be. In humans, it has been suggested that when this gene is mutated, the brain will have insufficient MAOA in the nervous system. When there is a lack of this gene, it results in an abnormally high amount of neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, and norepinephrine. With high levels of these neurotransmitters in the system, the impulsivity of a human is greatly increased. However, recent studies suggest that this disorder is not purely genetic. Environment plays a part as well. When parents are neglectful, inconsistent in discipline, harsh, hostile, or less warm, this child with maltreatment is a risk factor for later development of APD. When we compare the brain structure of a normal human being and a human with APD, we can see some abnormalities in the brain of a human with APD. If we look at the hippocampus of a person with APD, we can see that even though the volume of it does not have much difference, the shape of the hippocampus is highly unusual in comparison. Looking at the neuroimage scans, researchers also suggest that people with APD have deficits in frontal lobe functions, which means that they are unable to inhibit input from subcortical areas of the brain that are involved in aggression.
Moving on!
Wow, I didn't know that APD is so complicated. Alright, we already know what causes APD and how the people behave, but actually how does it affect their lives? That's what we want to find out.
That's true. So why don't we find out more from someone who has recovered from APD? Let's go check it out.
Hi, I'm 60 years old this year and I have finally recovered from APD. My journey has not been easy. When I was diagnosed with APD, it was really hard to accept the fact that I was suffering from a disorder. I felt that there was nothing wrong with me and I didn't know that my behaviors were harming others and myself. APD was a very dark period in my life. I couldn't stop conning others. I lied about myself and my identity in order to gain profit from others. And it was really enjoyable to see others suffer because of me. Until at 40 years old, I was arrested. I was arranged to meet a rehab officer, and during the sentence, I finally realized that there was something wrong with me. I finally changed for the better, and when I recovered, I read up more about this disorder and found that there are several implications of APD. Firstly, people with APD are very likely to be substance abusers, such as drugs and alcohol. Those who have APD and consume alcohol are more likely to be fired or demoted at work, and they are also more likely to go to jail. Also, there is a chance of getting addicted to gambling. Similar to me, they may have a criminal history because something we have in common is we are impulsive. Many of them join gangs too. Finally, one of the implications is suicidal behavior. As compared to those without APD, they have a 3.7 times more chance to attempt suicide. With this, I hope that more people who have APD will seek treatment because it really harms you and the people around you. So please seek treatment.
Since APD is such a harmful disorder, is there any treatment for them? Are their lives going to be bleak forever?
Well, don't lose hope. Dr. J will now tell us more about treating this disorder. Let's check this out.
Hi, it's Dr. J again, and I'll be telling you about the downsides of treatment. A downside of treating patients with APD is that there is a certain level of difficulty due to the characteristics of this disorder, which is the lack of motivation to change, the disposition to lie and manipulate, and the lack of deep emotions. However, this does not mean that it cannot be treated. Psychotherapy is the most effective method which involves the use of psychological principles and techniques to treat mental health disorders. The most effective type of psychotherapy are those that are focused on convincing participants that they are responsible for their own behavior.
Moving on. Looks like there is hope for people with APD after all.
Yeah, so we hope that through all the information that we have shared, we have cleared your misconceptions about APD.
Yes, we hope that you are more aware of what causes APD, some of the signs and symptoms of APD, consequences, and also treatment methods available for them.
Indeed, APD is a very serious disorder, and similar to what we have shared in the previous episodes, mental disorders are things that we should not joke about. Yeah, so should you find that you or your close ones are suffering from APD, you may seek help from local resources such as the Institute of Mental Health, as they provide psychological and physical treatment.
So next week, tune in as we will dive more into schizophrenia, and once again, from all of us here at Know Your Disorders, we hope that you guys will get your disorders in orders.
So until next time,
Bye!